Let's talk about this weekend and what a mess I made this weekend. I went and lost myself 400 quid from stupidly betting. They got me this time. Whereas normally, if I'm honest, well, not normally, in my whole total profit from betting companies, I think I'm up something like 6,000. So they've not got me yet, but they got me back a little bit. And it was my fault really, but it is a lesson that I've learned. An expensive lesson, but nonetheless, it's still a lesson that I've learned. Now, I was betting on the UFC, and I'll just lay out my theory on what I do with this, because I'm not a bettor. I don't bet all the time, and I only bet on what I think is a assured win with my knowledge, I guess, which I guess everyone does. But with me, I'm very conservative. I'm not betting on specific things. I'm literally betting on certain fighters that I know will win. For example, John Jones, undefeated. He's going to win every fight, in my opinion. And then the thought process that goes on in my head is, however many fights he's had, let's just say he's had 20 fights. If you put a bet on all 20 of those fights, you're winning a lot of money. Now, all you got to do is pick the fighters that are like that. And they're very rare. If we looked at Khabib, we looked at that. I'd say I'd put a bet on him every single time because I know it's a given win. And it's trying to find fighters like that. Now, I almost did it for Alex Pereira, but I had some technical difficulties because I went to Greece at the time and I couldn't bet the odds that I wanted in Greece. So I couldn't do that. I would have won quite a bit actually. So he's a fighter that, depending on who he's fighting, I would say he's almost a given. There's obviously risk involved. I obviously know that. It's betting, for goodness sake. I think because I missed that, I got a bit excited, a bit giddy to bet and win. And I thought, Leon Edwards, there's no way Bilal is going to beat Leon Edwards. And that's the bet I was going to put on. I was going to put that bet on, thinking it's a given. Now, underestimating, obviously, Bilal. But then that was my original bet. And then I saw sort of a triple bet, all in one. Aspinall winning, and Paddy the Baddy winning, and Leon Edwards winning. All three of them have to win. And I would have quadrupled my money. And I'm sat here thinking, well, it's kind of a given. It's not a given, but it's in the favour of all the ones that I want to win. So in the morning, I'm sat there watching it. Everybody wins pretty quickly. Tom Aspinall wins even quicker, within 30 seconds. I'm thinking, get in. Absolutely. Now, these two were the two people that I had the doubts about. These two were the ones who I was a bit like, well, they might not win. I don't know too much about them and about their opponents, really. And I thought Leon Edwards was the given one. So after watching the first two fight, I then tried finding the Leon fight, couldn't find anything, couldn't find where to watch it. So I haven't even seen it yet. End up finding out he bloody only went and lost, didn't he? So, lost my full bet. The part that I was most confident about, I lost. But the important lesson that I found was, don't get too ahead of yourself. I was lazy, I didn't research the opponent. I knew who he was, I knew how he'd fight. I still didn't, you know what I mean? Hindsight is a bitch. You can realise your losses. But I put 400 quid on it, would have won £1,500 and lost it. Fuming, obviously. Still up though in total, trying to convince myself of that it's not that bad. But it was stupid. It was absolutely, utterly stupid to do. From just getting excited, just getting too cocky, too overconfident, and not thinking about it, and not debating the risk, really. Brushing over the one you was confident about, and you didn't really think about it. So the most annoying part is I've still not watched the fight, so I can't even judge. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of those, that's what betting is. You feel like a fool, and that's the risk that comes along with it. It's taught me that under pressure, I can assess my gut feeling and which voice I listen to and what the feeling of the actual loss is. And it's going to make me more careful. It's going to make me hesitate a bit more, which clearly would have helped me. But more interested in the gut feeling, the answer. Because when I'm putting it on, I'm obviously trying to trust my gut. It's quite hard. There's two voices in my head, and it's which one you listen to. Now I can analyse it from the ones that I've won and from the ones that I've lost. It gives me a little small anecdote, hopefully, I'm going to say I won't be making that same mistake again, but we will see, because I am a man who makes mistakes and repeats them. I think the biggest mistake was betting so much on people that I weren't 100% confident with. I think that's my mistake. Even though the ones that I wasn't confident about won, I think you've got to look at the price. When you've got enough knowledge to know some fights are pretty much a given. It's not a given, but above 90% in my head, the feeling that I've got, you can bet higher. I'll probably always bet on a John Jones fight. And it, depending on the opponent against Alex Pereira, I'll bet on him. But other than that, Islam Makhachev, I'd bet on him as well, depending on the opponent and what weight class, really. But other than that, I don't know anyone else that I would be 100% sure about to bet, and that I'd be okay losing. If they lost, I'm alright, that's fair enough. I wouldn't feel stupid about it, because it's just the time of the fight, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's my confidence in those people that's let me down, and that's fine. I'm okay with losing when it's to do with that. I was also debating, maybe use a little bit less money, have a bit more fun with it, and bet on other fighters. I have other ones in mind that are meant to win, and maybe if you keep it low enough, you might make a little bit of money out of them. Build up a pot. We'll see, we'll recover. But at the end of the day, it's out of a pot of money that I've won from the first risky bet that I did. So realistically, in my head, I've not actually lost anything. It's just, I've not profited as much anymore. And that's what betting is. That's why I don't believe in betting because to make you money necessarily. Unless there's a certain way you're going to do it, or the way that I'm doing it is a little bit for that. But I'm not sat here saying it's guaranteed money. I don't think like that. I know there's a risk. What one of my friends has said to me about betting on football is it does actually make it a bit more entertaining. The higher the stakes on watching a fight or watching a football game, which is what my mates bet on, it increases the stakes, I guess. But it does make it more entertaining, which is quite funny. But makes the loss sting a lot. Just interesting lessons, really. Because not betting all the time, I'm not going to get addicted to it and stuff like that. I've got no worry about that. It's just this one was a bit daft, I must admit. But it's always one of those, isn't it? It's not daft if you win. It's a great move if you win, but it's daft if you lose. That's what betting is. That's what gambling is. That's the risk in it all. And there is a risk in it all. But it made it entertaining. It spiked my pleasure, I guess, in a way. That's the positive. The positive I'm trying to get from it. If you're going to spend 400 quid, you got to try and think about a positive somehow. But anyway, that's all I've got. So, peace.